What lessons, can you take from that's applicable to modern warfare?
Oh, I think there's a very good lesson. And the Mongols took Iraq, they took Baghdad, they held it. The Americans, we followed the exact opposite strategy of the Mongols. Mongol strategy is first you take the countryside. They're country people. They think in terms of countryside. You take the countryside, you occupy the countryside, and you cut off the city. It cannot live without the countryside. And that's how they did it every time. They would come in, as I say, in some cases, two years in advance to clear people out so they would have room for their horses and have pasture for their horses and all. And you take the small towns and then the small cities, and then the last one is the big city. Americans, they said, no, we're going to take Baghdad. We're going to bomb Baghdad. We're going to have this shock and awe. We're going to go in. We conquer the country from Baghdad. So they go in, they get trapped in their little tiny green zone. They never conquer Iraq, the strongest army in the world. This is something that worked in Europe. World War II, yes, we bombed the cities, and we took the city because that was the center of production for the modern era. But the countryside is the place that produces the food. The Mongols were very aware of that and supplies the water. You cut off the water from the city, you cut off the food from the city. What's the city going to do? They're going to surrender. The Americans were applying something that worked in Western Europe to conquer Germany. It did not work to conquer Iraq or Vietnam or even Northern Korea or Cambodia or Laos or Syria or God knows, it worked only in Grenada. I think in my lifetime, that's the only successful war we had. Lasted a couple of hours. We went in, conquered the little tiny island. Otherwise, we've been chased out of every country. We've lost it. Tail between our legs. We dropped more bombs on Cambodia than we dropped on Germany. It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. We dropped more bombs on Cambodia than on Germany. We did nothing because Germany, you destroy the cities, the people surrender. Dresden's gone, Frankfurt, Würzburg, Berlin. In Cambodia, you can bomb the countryside forever. You can kill the people, and they did. You can use chemical warfare, and they did. And you could still go into the eastern part of Cambodia, and you could go to large areas where you don't hear birds singing because of the chemical warfare of American bombs. So we still do it, but we don't want to admit it, and we don't want to go in to win. In World War II, the Americans did have unconditional surrender. Well, you can support the war, not support the war. We did it right. We did it wrong. These are all issues that people can argue. But we had a clear policy. We go into Afghanistan, we're fighting terror. Yeah. We're going to bring democracy. We're going to free the women. What? It's absolute sheer insanity, the things that we did. And we kill people. Not only did we use chemical warfare and kill a lot of people in Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia, we killed American soldiers. We killed American soldiers, and my father was one. He died from Agent Orange disease. Oh, but that doesn't count. He didn't die on the battlefield, and we didn't mean to kill him. It doesn't count. Modern warfare is brutal, and we just paper over it sometimes,
Can you explain Agent Orange?
It was designed to kill all vegetation. This is going to be a humane way. We're going to kill all the vegetation in the jungle, and that way they can stop moving the army through the jungle and they can stop the supplies from coming. That was the American strategy. Yeah. Henry Kissinger, Nobel Prize winner. He is now resting in hell. Is exactly where he belongs for what he did to Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. The bombing was just absolutely horrendous. So Agent Orange comes in, they defoliated, which means they wiped out the crops, so people are starving, literally in the case of Cambodia, starving to death. The animals are being killed, and deformed children are being born to this day. And American soldiers died by the thousands, not immediately, not on the battlefield, not right there. They go home, they have the disease, they linger, they take the whole family down with them in an emotional trauma of becoming slowly paralyzed and dying. We did that to our own people. So yeah, warfare, I don't think we're any more humane with it any better today than in the past. It's just we can hide parts of it more easily and deny it more easily. If you're killed by a Mongol, it's very clear you're killed by a Mongol. You're killed by friendly fire in American war, it's a different matter.
It seems that what people mean when they say that war is hell, that
Yes.
in some deep sense, everybody loses, no matter the narrative you put on top of it.
Yes. Yes. I'm not a pacifist again, but I think war is acceptable in some situations, but the more controlled it is, the better. My effort is not to do away with all the things that happened under Genghis Khan with the brutality and all like that, but it's to measure it against what goes on today in the world today.